brothers share a laugh in the kitchen, basking in the success of their teasing. Jungkook walks off, rolling his eyes but unable to suppress a small smirk of his own. Annoying him might be their favorite pastime, but he knows they mean well. After all, they are two people he cares about most in this world. Still crumpling, Jungkook makes his way to the living room where his both Suga and Aram's mother lounging comfortably on the sofa, watching her favorite drama. She looks up as he approaches, her eyebrows lifting in curiosity. Before she can greet him, Jungkook slips into the trademark cheeky grin and takes a seat beside her, leaning in dramatically. Oh, Mrs. Mafia, he says in a smooth, overly frustrated tone, causing her to pause taken aback. She chuckles, narrowing her eyes. What are you up to, Jungkook? Oh, nothing much, he says, inching closer and wrapping his arm across the back of the sofa. Just thought I would spend some time with the most beautiful lady in the house. You know, brighten your day a bit. He shoots her a wink, causing her to burst into laughter. Oh, please, I'm your mother, Jungkook. She scolds, smacking his shoulder lightly but clearly amused. Stop trying to charm me with that mafia charisma of yours. I see right around you. Jungkook faced a look of shock, pressing a hand over his heart as if wounded. What? Just because you have my mother doesn't mean I can't tell you how stunning you are. She raises an eyebrow, unable to hide her laughter. I know you only came across here because Ryan and your mother ruffled your feathers. Jungkook grins, shrugging. Can't a guy appreciate the other woman in his life? She shakes her head, running back to her show. You are unbelievable. Always causing trouble. And don't think I didn't hear about your tough mafia training speech. Do you really expect us to take you seriously? He leans back, crossing his arms with a mischievous glint in his eyes. Come on, I'm practically a fully trained mafia now. Aren't you impressed? Oh, I'm very impressed, he says, patting his cheek in mock sympathy. I'm just so proud of our little flirt, but you're still not too grown up for me to put you in your place. Jungkook laughs, leaning his head on her shoulder. You know you love me, Mom. Admit it. She sighs, rolling her eyes, but there's a soft smile playing at her lips. Fine, fine, I do love you, but you are a menace. She gently pushes him off as she reaches for the remote. No, stop interrupting my show. Go on, find someone else to charm. Jungkook stands up, giving her a smack salute. Yes, ma'am, he says, winking again as he heads out of the room. He can still hear her chuckling to herself as he walks away, feeling a little lighter now, his earlier irritations completely gone. Jungkook wanders through the mansion looking for the one person who can always make him laugh without even trying. Jin and Taeyoung's mother, his third wife, though he and her sons are often at odds, she always holds a soft spot for Jungkook. The women in the family are like a calming presence to him, grounding him amidst the intensity of the mafia life. As he finds her in her room, she's busy with some paperwork, unaware of the mischief coming her way. He steps in, grinning. Hello, Mom. She looks up, smiling warmly, and crosses the room to embrace him. Ah, Jungkook, what bring you here? She lets him go, and he plops down onto her bed comfortably, leaning back and making himself at home. Jungkook leans forward, his eyes glistening with mischief. I just came by to share some news. She raises an eyebrow, intrigued. News? What news? He clears his throat, trying to keep a straight face. Did you know Gianuna is pregnant? Her eyes widen and she gasps in shock. What? Jay is pregnant? They didn't tell me anything about this. Jungkook nods solemnly, barely able to contain his laughter. Yeah, I thought he might have told you, but I guess he wanted to keep it as a secret. Not wasting a moment, she grabs her phone and immediately dials Seyoung's number, muttering to herself, this kid keeping things from his own mother. Meanwhile, Jungkook covers his mouth, struggling to hold back his laughter as she paces, waiting for Taeyong to answer. Finally, Taeyong picks up, his voice heavy. He's clearly not in the best mood, and Jungkook had not anticipated that. But one thing for sure, no matter what, Taeyong would never ignore a call from his mother. Young, she exclaims, why didn't you tell me Jay is pregnant? Do you think you can hide something like that from me? There's a pause and Taeyong sighs deeply. Mom, Jay's not pregnant. His tone is tired and he sounds resigned as he odds. I have no idea where you heard that. Before she can reply, he ends the call, leaving her standing there stunned. She turns back to Jungkook, who's now doubled over in laughter, barely able to breathe. He laughs so hard that his sides ache, and she quickly realizes she has been played. You little monster, she exclaims, marching over to find him, sweating his shoulders rapidly. Do you know how serious I got for a moment? You nearly gave me a heart attack. Still laughing, Jungkook manages to say, Mom, you should have seen your face. She shakes her head, but a reluctant smile hugs at her lips. You think you're so funny, don't you? Just a little, he grins, wiping tears of laughter from his eyes. But it was worth it. After a moment, she sighs, crossing her arms, and gives him a sly look. What if Taeyang isn't going to make me a grandmother anytime soon? Maybe it's time I turn my focus to you. Jungkook grins drops instantly, and his face turns red. What? Me? She nods, enjoying his flustered reaction. Yes, you. What's stopping you from finding someone and give me some grandbabies? Jungkook stands up so fast he nearly trips over his own feet. Please, don't even say that, Mom. Oh, why not? She teases, following him as he backs toward the door. You are the one who started all this talk, and with all that mafia training, I think you're perfectly ready to settle down, hum. She stammers, looking anywhere but at her, his face still a shade of pink. Nope, not happening, not anytime soon. Oh, we'll see about that, she says, smirking as she folds her arm. You may act tough, but I know my baby boy. Mom, I'm not a baby, Jungkook insists, already backing out of the room. You always be my baby, Jungkook, she calls after him as he escapes, practically running down the hallway, her laughter echoing behind him. Jungkook rounds a corner and nearly stops in his tracks as he sees his father in the bar area of their mansion. His father sits with the drink in hand, the dim light reflecting off his glass, giving him an imposing presence. In an instant, Jungkook's playful demeanor fades, replaced by the cold, serious expression he wears now around his father. Jungkook, his father calls his tone calm but commanding. He raises his glass in a subtle gesture for him to come now. Jungkook approaches the positive suffering. He can feel the weight of his father's gaze, assessing, calculating. His father lifts a bottle, motioning toward an empty glass. Join me for a drink, Jimin. Jungkook gives a slight respectful nod but replies, no, thank you, I don't drink. His tone is flat, composed. His father chuckles, swallowing the liquid in his glass. Still don't drink, huh? You really are still just a baby. The familiar taunt hits the nerve, and Jungkook jaw clenches tightly. He looks his father in the eye, and though he maintains his composure, his voice hardens. I'm not a baby. Just because I don't drink doesn't make me one. The words are firm, filled with quiet conviction. His father raises his hand slightly in mock surrender, a smirk playing on his lip. All right, no need to get so hyper. Just saying it's a rare thing. Usually, boys your age would be lining up for a drink. Jungkook eyes narrow slightly, but he keeps his tone respectful. I'm not most boys, and I prefer to keep a clear head. He doesn't elaborate, but this meaning is clear. He's not here to indulge in vices. He's here for the responsibility to take his future. His father gaze sharpens and he sets his drink down, a slight smirk playing on his lips as he switches the conversation. Speaking of responsibilities, what was about Ginny? She proposed you on the Dubai mission and you rejected her. Jungkook's expression hardens. I don't want to marry anyone. He replies flatly, the cold edge in his voice unmistakable. He begins to turn away, intending to end this discussion, but it spirals further. But his father next would make him pause and mid-step. What if I told you that you can only become the mafia boss if you are married? Jungkook anger flared as he spins back to face his father. That's not the rule. Oh, but it is. It is in the contract. His father says smoothly, the hint of amusement gone, replaced by a serious glint in his eyes. I only became the boss when I married your first mother. My father took the title when he married my mother. Jungkook prostrates in frustration. Why? Why force marriage into this? His father exhales, giving a calculated look. Because we can't have the mafia boss running around aimlessly chasing women for physical desires. He lets her implication hang in the air. A wife keeps you grounded so that you don't go and chase women in the business for